You've been distracted for too long. You've been pulled in 100 different directions, chasing everything except what truly matters, and deep inside, you know it. You know you've been letting your dreams sit in the corner, collecting dust, while you waste your time on things that don't build you, don't move you, don't grow you, but today, that ends, because your dream isn't just an idea. It's a calling. It's the thing that keeps you awake at night. It's the fire that refuses to die out. No matter how many times life tries to put it out, you see, the world doesn't give you what you wish for. It gives you what you fight for, what you stay up late for, what you wake up early for, and yes, there will be days when you're tired, days when you question if it's even worth it. Days when the people around you won't understand why you're still pushing. But you need to understand this. You're not chasing approval, you're chasing purpose, and your purpose demands focus, not half of your attention, not what's left over after you've scrolled your life away. All of you, because when you give your dream all you've got, something changes. The universe starts moving pieces you didn't even know existed. Opportunities start finding you, doors start opening, but it doesn't happen until you make the decision that nothing and no one will distract you. That you'll cut out the noise, block out the doubters, and keep your eyes locked on the prize. Your comeback begins the moment you stop looking back. It begins when you refuse to negotiate with your excuses. It begins now, so stop delaying, stop doubting, stop playing small. Focus on your dream, because one day, you'll either be standing on the stage of your victory, or you'll be looking back, wishing you'd started sooner. And I promise you the fight will be worth it. Distractions are dream killers. They sneak into your life quietly, dressed as harmless entertainment, endless scrolling, and unnecessary conversations. They pretend to be urgent, but they are only thieves stealing the time and energy meant for your dream. Every moment you give to a distraction is a moment taken away from building the life you want. And the dangerous thing is, distractions rarely feel dangerous. They feel comfortable. They feel easy. They give you the illusion that you have all the time in the world. But while you're distracted, time moves fast. Opportunities slip away. Momentum fades, and before you know it, another year has passed, and you're standing in the same place, wondering why nothing has changed. You can't afford to treat your dream as something you'll get to later. Later is where dreams go to die. Later is the graveyard of ambition. Your dream demands your attention now, not after the movie ends, not after the next episode, not after the endless social media scroll. The truth is, you cannot fight for your dream and hold hands with distractions at the same time. One will always win over the other, and every time you choose distraction, you tell your dream it's not important enough. If you keep giving attention to things that don't grow you, your dream will wither in the shadows. But when you cut distractions, you create space for clarity. You start to see the path forward. Your actions become sharper, your energy stronger, and your progress undeniable. Distractions don't just slow you down, they train your mind to settle for less. They keep you busy instead of productive. They keep you entertained instead of fulfilled. And the saddest part, they can make you forget why you started in the first place. This is why you have to be ruthless with your focus. You have to guard it like your life depends on it, because in a way it does. The quality of your life, the size of your success, the depth of your impact, all of it is tied to your ability to protect your attention. Every great dreamer, every high achiever, every person who built something extraordinary had one thing in common: they were willing to cut out what didn't matter. They knew that focus is not just about saying yes to the right things. It's about saying no to the wrong things, again and again and again, because the truth is, your dream will not wait forever. It will either grow because you fed it with your attention, or it will die because you starved it with distractions. Your dream is a calling, not just an idea. It's not something you stumbled upon by accident. It's something deep within you, something that refuses to stay silent, no matter how much you try to ignore it. An idea can be casual. It can be something you play with when you have free time. But a calling demands your whole life. It demands your attention, your effort, your sacrifice. It's not something you squeeze into the cracks of your day. It becomes the very structure of your day. It's not something you do only when you feel inspired. It's something you commit to even when you're tired, even when it's hard, even when no one else believes in it. Your dream is not a weekend project. It's not a hobby you work on when the mood strikes. It's your life mission. And life missions are built with relentless dedication. You don't casually build the life you were meant to live. You build it with discipline. You build it with focus. You build it with the understanding that this is what you are here to do. A calling doesn't wait until the timing feels perfect. It doesn't care if you're ready. It doesn't care if you have all the resources. It calls you now, and it expects you to answer now. And every day you delay, you risk losing a piece of it. When you treat your dream like a hobby, it will give you hobby-level results, small progress, minimal impact. But when you treat it like your life mission, it becomes the force that shapes everything around you. Your decisions change, your priorities change, your environment changes. You start to see every challenge as part of the process, not a reason to quit. You start to protect your time because you know every wasted moment is a moment stolen from your mission. Your dream is the reason you're still thinking about it after all these years. It's the reason it still shows up in your thoughts when the world goes quiet. It's the reason deep down you know you're meant for more. This is not a coincidence. It's a calling, and a calling is not meant to be put on the shelf and forgotten. It's meant to be answered with action, with courage, and with everything you've got. The world rewards effort, not wishes. You can dream as big as you want. You can imagine the perfect life, the perfect future, the perfect version of yourself. But without action, those dreams stay locked in your mind, never stepping into reality. Wishing is easy. Anyone can wish. Anyone can close their eyes and picture success. But that picture means nothing if you aren't willing to do the work to make it real. Success doesn't come to those who simply hope. It comes to those who refuse to stop moving forward. It comes to those who show up every single day, whether they feel like it or not. The world doesn't hand out rewards for intention. It hands out rewards for execution. Every great achievement you've ever seen was built on the back of relentless work. Long nights, early mornings, sacrifices no one talks about. Moments of doubt pushed aside for the sake of the bigger goal. Effort is the currency of success, and you pay with it daily. Every step you take, every skill you sharpen, every hour you invest compounds into something greater over time. Hope without effort is a wish that slowly fades. Effort without hope is still progress, because effort creates results, and results fuel belief. There will always be people who talk about what they want to do. They'll make plans. They'll speak big words. But they'll never move. And then there are those who say less, but work more. They understand that motion matters more than motivation, that results don't care how you feel, only about what you've done. Effort is the separator. It's the reason some people rise while others stay stuck. It's the quiet force that keeps you moving when everything in you says stop. When you work relentlessly, you create opportunities you didn't even know existed. Doors open because you've proven you're ready to walk through them. Opportunities come because you've earned the right to have them. You stop waiting for luck because you realize luck favors those who prepare. The truth is, the world notices consistency. It notices the one who keeps showing up. It notices the one who refuses to quit. And in time, it rewards that person, not because they wished for it, not because they hoped for it, but because they worked for it and they never stopped. Purpose over approval. Don't chase validation, chase meaning. Too many people live their lives trying to impress an audience that doesn't even matter. They post, they share, they perform, all in the hope of being liked, noticed, or praised. But the truth is, chasing approval is a game you can never win, because the crowd's opinion changes with the wind. One day they cheer for you, the next they criticize you. And if your identity depends on their applause, you will be tossed around like a leaf in the storm. Living for approval will keep you small. It will make you hesitate. It will make you second, guess every move, wondering if it will be accepted by others. It will strip you of the courage to take risks, because you'll always be afraid of losing the approval you worked so hard to get. But purpose is different. Purpose is steady. Purpose doesn't change because of someone else's opinion. Purpose comes from within. It's the fire inside you that burns even when no one is watching. When you live for purpose, your actions are driven by meaning, not applause. You stop asking, will they like this? And start asking, will this matter? You stop waiting for permission and start giving yourself the permission to move forward. Purpose gives you strength when the crowd goes silent. It gives you direction when others try to distract you. It keeps you grounded when people try to pull you in 100 different directions. Because when you know your why, you don't need everyone to understand your how. The truth is, no one can feel your calling the way you do. No one else is responsible for fulfilling it but you. And if you trade your purpose for approval, you'll wake up one day realizing you lived someone else's version of your life. Chasing meaning means building something that lasts beyond applause. It means doing work that leaves an impact long after people stop clapping. It means staying true to your values, even when it costs you popularity. The people who change the world are rarely the ones who played it safe to please everyone. They are the ones who were willing to be misunderstood for the sake of what mattered most. When you choose purpose over approval, you choose freedom. Freedom from needing to be liked. Freedom from shaping yourself to fit into other people's boxes. Freedom to stand tall in your truth, knowing that even if the whole world disagrees, you are still exactly where you are meant to be. Commit full focus. Half effort yields half results. You can't expect to give something part of your attention and get the reward of someone who gave it their all. Life doesn't work that way. Dreams don't work that way. Success doesn't work that way. When you divide your focus, you divide your progress, you move slower, you make more mistakes, you lose momentum before you ever build real traction, and then you wonder why things aren't working. The truth is, progress demands concentration. It demands that you shut out the noise, close the doors of distraction, and lock your eyes on what matters most. You can't build something great while constantly looking over your shoulder. You can't chase two different paths and expect to reach one destination faster. Every ounce of your focus is like fuel. If you spread it too thin, you burn out without ever going far. But if you pour it all into one direction, you create unstoppable force. Focus sharpens your actions. It makes your work cleaner, your decisions smarter, your results stronger. When you give something your full attention, you see details others miss. You notice opportunities that were invisible before. You solve problems faster because your mind isn't somewhere else. Half effort doesn't just slow you down, it builds a habit of mediocrity. It trains you to settle for good enough instead of pushing for greatness. And once that habit sticks, it's hard to break. You start believing that average is acceptable. But the truth is, average is the enemy of extraordinary. If you want extraordinary, you have to go all in. You have to give your time, your energy, your focus completely. It's not about working harder for a few hours. It's about showing up fully every time without holding back. It's about refusing to give what's left over after you've spent yourself on distractions. The people who achieve the most aren't always the most talented. They're the ones who stay locked in on their mission while everyone else gets pulled away. They understand that full focus is a choice you make every single day. It's not easy, it will test your patience, it will demand sacrifices, but the results are worth it because you will look back knowing you didn't give anything less than your best. When you commit full focus, you stop wondering what if and start building what is. You stop hoping for better results and start creating them, because in the end, you don't get what you wish for. You get what you give your whole self to. Your energy shifts opportunities. Total commitment attracts success. When you decide to go all in on something, something changes in the way you move, the way you speak, the way you show up in the world. People can feel it. They can see the difference between someone who is half interested and someone who is fully committed. Half interest feels weak. It feels uncertain. It tells the world, I'm trying, but I'm not sure I belong here. But total commitment radiates confidence. It tells the world, I'm here to win, and I'm not leaving until I do. That energy is magnetic. It draws people toward you who want to help, invest, or open doors for you. It draws opportunities that would never appear for someone who isn't all in. When you give your full energy, you begin to stand out without even trying. Your work speaks louder, your presence feels stronger, your actions carry weight. The world starts taking you seriously because you're taking yourself seriously. Commitment changes your posture. It changes your mindset. It changes the way you handle challenges. Instead of seeing problems as roadblocks, you see them as puzzles you're determined to solve. Instead of hesitating, you move forward with certainty. Opportunities respond to that kind of energy. They find you because you've created a signal that says, I'm ready, I'm capable, and I'm prepared to do the work. Most people wait for the perfect opportunity before they commit, but the truth is, opportunities are waiting for you to commit first. When you're halfway in, you send out a weak signal, one that says you're unsure, and the world reflects that uncertainty right back to you. When you're all in, your energy says the opposite. It says, I'm already moving. If you want to be part of this, catch up. And that's when things start to align. That's when people notice you who never noticed you before. That's when doors open that were once locked. It's not magic. It's the natural result of showing up with full force and refusing to hold back. Total commitment is rare. That's why it's powerful. Most people stop at 90%. They leave just enough effort on the table to give themselves an excuse if things don't work out. But when you go all in, you burn the bridges behind you. You remove the option of turning back. And when the only direction is forward, opportunities have no choice but to meet you on the path. Cut out negativity, remove toxic influences and doubters. Your environment shapes your mindset more than you realize. The people you allow close to you will either fuel your growth or drain your spirit. Some people bring light into your life, others bring shadows, and if you keep letting the wrong voices speak into your ear, their words will start to shape your beliefs. Negativity is contagious. If you're not careful, it will spread through your thoughts, infect your confidence, and weaken your drive. Toxic influences rarely announce themselves loudly. They come disguised as friends, co-workers, even family members who mean well, but constantly point out why your dream won't work. They plant seeds of doubt with every conversation. They make you second, guess yourself. They convince you to lower your standards and play small. And if you keep them around long enough, you start to believe them. That's why you must protect your mind like a fortress. You can't let every voice in. You can't give every opinion power over your actions. Doubters don't carry the weight of your dream, you do. They won't live with the regret if you quit, you will. They won't feel the emptiness of an unlived potential, only you will. When you cut out negativity, you create space for belief. You start to surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow, not hold you back. You find voices that remind you of your strength instead of your limits. You allow energy into your life that pushes you forward instead of pulling you down. This doesn't mean you have to fight with everyone who doubts you. It means you choose distance. You limit access to your mind and your heart. You spend more time in environments that match your vision, not your fears. It's not about being cold, it's about being wise. Because every time you entertain a toxic influence, you waste energy that could have been used to build your future. Every time you let a doubter's words sink in, you give them the power to slow you down. And your dream is too important to be slowed down. When you remove negativity, your clarity returns, your focus sharpens, your energy feels lighter. You start believing in possibilities again. You start moving with purpose again. Because you're no longer carrying the weight of other people's doubts. You're free to carry only what matters: your vision, your mission, your belief. Your comeback starts with a decision. Change begins the moment you commit. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when the timing feels perfect or the stars align. It begins the instant you decide that enough is enough. The instant you draw a line in the sand and say, "This is where it turns around." Your comeback is not a matter of luck. It's not about waiting for the right opportunity to show up. It's about creating the opportunity by deciding you won't stay where you are. A single decision has the power to shift the direction of your entire life. But most people hesitate. They tell themselves they'll start when they feel ready. They wait for motivation to show up first. They wait for circumstances to change before they make a move. And in that waiting, months pass. Years pass. Opportunities pass. The truth is, readiness is born out of commitment, not the other way around. You don't wait until you feel strong to start. You start, and that's how you become strong. The decision is the turning point. It's the moment you stop making excuses. It's the moment you stop negotiating with yourself. It's the moment you stop living in the story of why it can't happen and start writing the story of how it will. When you commit fully, your actions begin to align with your words. You start moving differently. You wake up with purpose. You stop tolerating what you know is holding you back. Commitment changes how you see problems. They stop being dead ends and start being challenges to overcome. It changes how you spend your time. You stop wasting hours on things that don't build your future. It changes how you see yourself. You stop identifying with your failures and start identifying with your potential. Every comeback story has a moment when the main character makes that choice, the choice to rise again, no matter how far they've fallen. That moment is never dramatic to the world, but it's everything to the person living it. It's the quiet but powerful declaration, I'm not done yet. And once you've made that decision, truly made it, everything shifts. Your energy changes, your focus sharpens. The world starts responding to you differently because you're showing up differently. And it all starts with that one choice to stop waiting, stop doubting, and commit to the comeback you know you're capable of. No negotiation with excuses. Excuses keep you in the same place. They sound reasonable. They sound logical. They give you a perfectly packaged explanation for why you're not where you want to be, and the dangerous part is, they feel true. They convince you that waiting is the smart choice. That you need more time, that the conditions aren't right yet, that you'll start when things calm down. But here's the truth, there will always be something in the way. There will always be reasons to delay. There will always be challenges, obstacles, and imperfect conditions. If you make peace with your excuses, you make peace with staying stuck. You can't negotiate with them because they will always win the argument. Excuses are persuasive. They appeal to your comfort zone. They protect you from risk, but they also protect you from growth. They keep you safe, but they keep you small. The moment you entertain an excuse, you start to believe it's valid. And the moment you believe it's valid, you stop moving forward. Excuses have only one goal: to keep you exactly where you are. They don't care about your potential. They don't care about your dreams. They don't care about the life you could build. They only care about keeping you comfortable in the present, even if that comfort is costing you your future. You can't fight for your dream while defending your excuses. One will always have to go, and if you want growth, the excuses must be the first to leave. This means taking responsibility. It means owning your choices instead of blaming your circumstances. It means deciding that nothing will have more power over your actions than your own determination. When you remove excuses from the equation, your focus shifts to solutions. You stop saying, I can't, and start asking, how can I? You stop waiting for the perfect moment and start making the moment perfect by acting on it. And as you keep moving, something changes inside you. You realize you never needed the excuse, you just needed the courage to start. The most successful people aren't the ones with the easiest path. They're the ones who refuse to be stopped by their own reasons for quitting. They understand that discipline is built on the refusal to negotiate with comfort, that progress only happens when you move, no matter how you feel. Because every time you choose action over an excuse, you take one more step toward the life you're meant to live. The reward is worth the fight. Long-term fulfillment outweighs short-term comfort. In the heat of the struggle, it's easy to forget why you started. It's easy to feel the weight of the obstacles and wonder if it's all worth it. But every breakthrough is born from a battle. Every victory is carved out of moments when quitting felt easier than pushing forward. Short-term comfort is tempting. It whispers to you to slow down, to take it easy, to step back from the grind. It offers you quick relief, but it always comes with a cost, because while you're indulging in comfort, your dream is waiting. And the longer you stay in that comfort, the further your dream slips away. True fulfillment doesn't come from avoiding difficulty. It comes from conquering it. It comes from knowing you pushed through the moments when everything in you wanted to stop. The fight molds you, it shapes your character, strengthens your resolve, and prepares you for the weight of the reward you're chasing. Without the fight, you're not ready to hold what you've been asking for. Every challenge you face is proof that what you're building matters. If it didn't, it wouldn't be tested. If it didn't, there wouldn't be resistance. The reward is worth the pain, because when you finally get there, you'll know it wasn't handed to you, you earned it. You'll carry the pride of every sacrifice, every late night, every moment you stood your ground when the easier path was to give in. And that pride will last far longer than the fleeting satisfaction of taking the easy way. Short-term comfort is shallow, it fades quickly, leaving you with nothing but the regret of lost time. But long-term fulfillment, that's deep, it stays with you, it becomes a part of who you are. You can look back and say, I fought for this, I didn't quit, I kept going. That feeling is worth more than any temporary escape. The fight is not there to break you, it's there to prepare you. It's there to test how badly you want what you've been asking for. Because if you're willing to endure the struggle, it means you're ready to carry the reward. And when that moment comes, when the vision you've been chasing finally becomes reality, you'll understand why the fight was necessary. You'll understand why you couldn't take shortcuts. You'll understand why you had to keep going when others stopped. And you'll know without a doubt the reward was worth every step of the battle. So when the road feels long, when the weight feels heavy, and when every part of you is screaming to stop, remind yourself of this: the pain is temporary, but the pride will last forever. One day you'll stand where you once dreamed of standing. You'll look back at the battles, the nights you almost gave in, the moments you fought through, and you'll realize you wouldn't trade a single struggle. Because the fight made you stronger, the fight made you ready, and the fight made the victory mean everything. So keep going. The reward is closer than you think.